Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to the Ajax TV channel. It is an absolutely massive European game for Aston Villa. Not many times I have said that over the couple of years I've been doing this. Probably our first big European game, well, arguably in my lifetime. Villa against Ajax. It is a big one. I was a little bit upset, to be honest, when I first saw Ajax was the team we're against in that draw, because they are arguably the best team in this competition, bar Aston Villa. So to get them so early on, it's a big test. You know, this is not going to be an easy game. We'll go into absolutely everything, and I'm just about to go live on TikTok. You can join me over there as well. How you doing, Mus? What's good? Hi, AJ. Like I said, huge game for Aston Villa. If we go away today, and if we get beat, it could be very awkward. I know having the second leg at Villa Park is massive, but I'm a little bit worried. We need to not embarrass ourselves away. I know Ajax haven't had a great season. I do get that. You know, they've not performed very well in the Eredivisie. At one point in the season, they were even in the bottom three. That's how bad they started. But they made a recovery. They're now towards the top end of the table now. I think they're fifth in their league. Results have been okay. They've not been amazing for them, but you know, they'll be looking at this game. I mean, they might not be confident themselves, but you know, they are at home, and I do think they will cause us some problems. Even if we beat them today, we're definitely going to have at least a few issues. It's not going to be a walkover by any means. We'll go through the lineups of both teams. Mus says Emery gone strong. It is a very strong lineup. Yeah, I'll go into it more in detail. And if Villa beat Spurs on Sunday, I mean, Villa's next three games: Ajax away, Spurs, and then Ajax at home. Three biggest games in the whole season. Absolutely massive. You know, if we lose to Ajax today and lose to Spurs in the space of a week, you know, we could be on the verge of going out the Conference League, and we could be in very serious trouble in terms of top four. So it is very concerning. How you doing, Gav's highlights? What's good, man? And I've just missed a few comments on the TikTok. As Dougie the Louise says 2-1 to Villa. My prediction today, I'm going to go 1-1. Very conservative opinion, I know, but away from home, Villa, I mean, we did lose away at Legia Warsaw. I know that was like the first game in the group, but we did go away there and lose. We drew away at Zrinjski, who didn't have an amazing group. It was their debut in a European competition. So away from home in European competitions, we've not been amazing, and I do think that will continue today. I really hope I'm wrong. Harrison says if you don't win, after everything I've just said, he says if you don't win 4-0, Emery needs sacking. And what time? The time of kickoff is 5:45, guys. I've gone a little bit early live today. True Speaker said, I think you'll be fine. Ajax are proper shit this season. Yeah, but one-off games, man. European nights are different. I don't know. They'll be looking at this. I mean, this is a big game. You know, these are two former European Cup winners in the Conference League. So both teams will be up for this. And they do have some good players, and we'll go through the lineup as well. And I'll obviously identify who those are. Ajax are ass. And up the Villa, how you doing, guys? I'm from Indonesia, bro. Come on, villains. We'll go through the lineup then. We do have some other games as well, including Brighton, Liverpool, who are playing. Bayer Leverkusen, top of the Bundesliga, are also playing today. So Aston Villa in goal, Emi Martinez, a very strong back four with Digne, Pau Torres back starting for Aston Villa. Clement Longley, Ezri Konza at right back. No Matty Cash. It is Konza there at right back instead. We have a midfield four of Tim Bunham starting in the pivot with Douglas Luiz, Tielemans one side, Moussa Diaby the other, and a front two, a very expansive front two of Ollie Watkins and Morgan Rogers. That's a very attacking lineup for Aston Villa. I really like that. Unai Emery has identified this is an important game and we need a positive result. So he's gone for a very strong team. Other than Bunham and Longley. That is a very, very strong Aston Villa team. So I'm very happy with that. Ajax are fielding a back five, which apparently they've done for the last 2 games now. Ramaj in goal. They've got the back five of Aguja, Wrench, Kaplan, Hato, and Sosa. Jordan Henderson, obviously we all know him in the pivot with Mansverk. Broby is their striker. He is their talisman, and he also scored in their last game as well. With Hilson and Taylor in the attacking line. I am a little bit worried. It's I think it's a 5-2-3, a little bit similar to what England used to play. So yeah, I'm a little bit concerned. Like they've got some good players. Jordan Henderson, I know he's a bit old now, but he's a decent footballer. And Broby does get the goals. If we can keep him quiet, I think we'll do well. It just, yeah, I think it depends on things like that. Lee, I just read that. There's a Wolves fan in my chat, of course. A Spurs fan saying Romero will destroy Cash on Sunday. Why are Spurs fans obsessed with Matty Cash? Bear in mind, Christian Romero is known for like smashing into people. I don't know, like there's hypocrisy there. It's all right if Romero does it, but if Cash does it to one of your players, it's suddenly a problem. Spurs fans are very bizarre. I don't really understand that. Sam says up the Blues. When do Blues kick off in their European games? I wonder. We're looking forward to winning tonight, or what? I hope we win today. I just feel like we'll get a point. Well, not a point, but you know what I mean. I think we'll get a draw today and take. I think we'll beat them at Villa Park. I think we'll knock them out, but I don't think we'll win today. Is what I'm trying to say. I think a 1-1 today. A little bit negative maybe, but like I said, we don't travel very well in Europe so far. I can't really see that improving. Other than Alkmaar, I think we battered Alkmaar, didn't we? But we drew at Zunjski and we lost away at Legia Warsaw. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just being negative and Villa can prove me wrong. That would be amazing. Hendo will get. I don't think Hendo will get abused, to be fair. And yeah, that is everything. Villa, like I said, we do kick off fairly soon. Guys, do give me all your predictions in the chat. Double tap the screen as well if you're on TikTok. Like the video on YouTube. I am live both on YouTube and TikTok. AJS TV. Can Villa go through to the next round in the Europa Conference League? I mean, if we win heavily today, it makes it a lot easier. I know when we beat Hibernian away from home, I think we beat them 5-0. And it made the second leg so easy. Like, there was no worry. We played a completely second string side. We're not going to do that today, but it's that principle of if you do well in your first game, it takes all the pressure off at home. I don't want to do what Arsenal did, lose 1-0 to Porto, and then you gotta go and beat them at home. A lot of pressure to do for Arsenal to do that. So we shall see. They probably will go through, but I just, you don't want to lose that first game is what I'm trying to say. Get a W today. I've got Villa on my bet. I mean, never put Villa on your bet, but I hope all the best for you, mate. I appreciate all the follows and likes, everyone. I swear, why is Emery playing Irogbunam, such a big name? I mean, he backs Tim, and there's got to be a reason for that. I think when Irogbunam has actually played, he's played very well. So if he backs him, I back him. Kamara obviously being out for the season doesn't help, and we've got squad depth. We might as well use it. I think Tim is fine. You never know. Tim might be an incredible defensive midfielder, and we don't have to look in the market when we've got one from the academy that's just as good as what we'd find elsewhere. So maybe this could be a very, very good thing for Aston Villa. We'll see. I love Villa. Sunderland are my favourite. My second Villa. It's kind of funny you've come in. I've only just finished the 3rd season of Sunderland Till I Die. Probably one of my favourite shows on Netflix. I gotta say, I enjoyed the first 2 seasons when they came out a few years ago. And I wasn't expecting a 3rd season, but it was quite good. I do enjoy it. I would recommend if none of you have seen, or if you want to see Sunderland Till I Die, I do recommend it. It's very good. Not getting nervous. I'm starting to get a bit shaky. Starting to get a little bit shaky, you know what I mean? Cheers, mate. You seem like a good lad. I'm a Newcastle lad. Surely Watkins has to start for England. I'll probably not start. I mean, I know some people have spoke about how England could go to a two-up front formation, play Watkins alongside Harry Kane, which isn't going to happen. Like, I'm being realistic. I think Watkins should definitely go with England and be back up to Kane. And, maybe there's a world where they play together. I still think Kane is England's best striker. I'm not taking the piss. I won't say Watkins is better than Kane. But I think Watkins should get minutes for England. I don't think that's controversial for me to say that. I cannot, unfortunately, show the game. I get asked that question every time. But this channel, well, especially if I did it on YouTube or TikTok, my accounts would get taken down. So I cannot, unfortunately. Aston Villa should look at signings. Angel Gomez from Lille, and really hope Rodgers does well. Diaby gets the confidence he needs. I mean, Morgan Rodgers, I don't know how he didn't score against Luton Town. Incredible shot in the top corner that was tipped wide, and I did feel for him a little bit when he had to be subbed. He was subbed on, then subbed off again, and that's really harsh. Not many times that happens, so I did feel for him a little bit, but he didn't seem like too bothered by that. I think he's quite mature, so I'd love him to get a goal today. And thought I get bantered by Chelsea fans for some reason, right? Even though Chelsea are utter shit and Pochettino somehow hasn't been sacked. I love watching Chelsea these days. They're such a banter club. It's amazing. And I get my joy back with football. Whenever Villa do shit, I can always rely on teams like Chelsea to cheer me up. And the Toxic Mug said Birmingham City League One campaign about to hit different next season. They won't go down. Birmingham City never go down. So I've accepted this. For years they survive and cope. So it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. And you are funny. Big performance from Musa tonight, hopefully. I mean, he got us 3 points against Luton with that incredible cross to the back stick. A bit of magic like that would go a long way today. We're about to be underway for Villa away at Ajax. Come on, you Villa boys! Good performance today is what we need. Please don't lose. Losing, I just think, oh my God, I don't want to go into the second leg at Villa Park, already losing. I'd take a draw, honestly. I'd take a draw today. Because I am so confident we'd beat them at Villa Park. I am so confident of that. Guys, double tap the screen. I appreciate all your support already. If you haven't already as well, please do like the channel. Please follow the channel. Subscribe on YouTube. Do all that good stuff. Ajax TV. I am watching this on TNT Sports 3. If anyone's interested on what channel it is on. And do I like Northampton? Northampton's a right place. I don't think I've ever been, but I know people who are from there and they've never said anything negative about the place. It's just your typical place in England. Up the Villa, guys. Yeah, look, I'd love a cheeky 2-1 today, but yeah, we'll see. TNT Sports are waffling because they've said Erogue Bunham on the left in a 4-4-2. Erogue Bunham will not be playing out wide. I'm telling you right now. Yuri Tielemans has played out wide a couple times, not often, but a couple of times for Villa, and that's what we're doing today. TNT are waffling as always. Siege says, what's good AJ need to win? I mean, we don't need to win it, just make sure we don't lose. And Luke says, come on, you boys. Come on, you Villa boys. I think it does say a lot as well when Ajax are filled in a back five. I don't know. It just... I think it comes off a little bit negative from them that's what they're doing, but maybe I'm just looking into it too much. But like some managers historically have said, you don't play a back five if you are comfortable with your defence. But some managers do enjoy it, so I don't know. It's all based on opinion. We are underway, and Villa launch it long, looking for Diaby. And when this ball eventually goes out of play, which it does, we're going to try and squeeze up and put them under the cost straight away. I gotta say, this stadium's absolutely rocking. It's completely full. It looks like and feels like a Champions League game. Two former champions of the European Cup, two absolute giants in the game. It doesn't feel like a Conference League game. It feels so much bigger than that. I'm so proud of Villa. Like, when we were getting battered away at Wigan Athletic in 2018, it's kind of magnificent, really. You look at how far we have come in that time. Like, yeah, I'm just very proud of this Villa team. Hopefully we can do something special in the Conference League. That would be amazing. Villa are insane this season so far. Hopefully we can keep it up. Otherwise it means absolutely nothing, unfortunately. Guys, please don't spam the chat. I've just seen a tiny little bit of it. I would appreciate that. We've had I get Birmingham City fans. I don't get Blues fans. I don't get them, Diaby will score today. I'd absolutely love that. Lord of the Ming says, I heard it kicked off at New Street earlier. Oh dear. Not surprised. They're a fucking bunch of weirdos, mate. They got nothing else to do, Imagine being in the Championship for a decade and you've been closer to League One than you've ever been to the Premier League. They've had multiple days, Birmingham, of staying up on the final day of the season so they don't drop into League One. That club is a joke at times. Like, Coventry have gone from League 2 into the Championship, and even they have come closer to getting out of it than Birmingham have. Like, it's embarrassing, really. Coventry were penalties away from the Premier League. What's Henderson doing at Ajax? I am surprised he left Saudi so soon, but for someone who, he's campaigned for rights in Saudi Arabia, and fair enough. Like, I don't know. I think his ambition was a little bit too much, and it is a little bit embarrassing. He's left after 6 months. He's kind of like given up already. I don't really understand that, but I mean, he's getting a lot of money at Ajax now, so maybe it's paid off in the long run, or at least will pay off in the long run. He shouldn't be anywhere near the England team though. Jordan Henderson is miles off it, surely. He shouldn't have been in the last England team, to be honest, but yeah. And yeah. Long ball forward towards Broby, and Martinez kicks the ball out of play. He's quite a big lad, isn't he, Broby? He might be an issue for Long Late to deal with. Are you doing the Villa player? And the Flapcat Gaming, good evening. How's everyone doing? Oh, I forgot about my overlay. I could have like a timer that it turns off by. I always forget. Yeah, I've got it. I sorted it out. Emmy goes long looking for Watkins, and that might be kept in play. It will be. Fantastic. Oh, okay. Well, it should have been kept in play. I don't know what Ollie's doing there. Ollie trying to hold off the defender, but he doesn't really get any control of the ball. And I was going to congratulate Martinez for an incredible pass, but yeah, Watkins kind of fucked it up. 4 minutes gone. Still goalless between Ajax and Villa. Villa in the third kit today. Quite a nice kit, to be fair. You don't see it very often, which is a shame. Have you ever walked near a Flymo recently? I haven't, unfortunately. I can't watch the game. I'll just listen to your commentary today. No worries, man. What do you think the score will be today? Chance with Diaby for Villa. Diaby puts it straight into the hands of the keeper. Very simple for Ramaj to make the save. Middle of the goal, just outside the box. You expect maybe a little bit better there. He has to get it on his left foot. Yeah, it's a poor shot, really. The keeper kind of knows where he's going as well. Makes the early prediction, and he makes the shot look very shite, really. Birmingham is blue. See, I get loads of Blues fans who come in and say it. Are you trying to convince yourself or convince me? That is the real question. Like I've said before, all early chats with Broby, but Martinez off his line, making sure he stops that long pass. There's a good idea from Henderson. Yeah, going back to what I was saying, teams who are massive don't need to say they're massive. That's just how it is. I read that comment before. Watkins should be a starter for the Euros. Like I said, I think he's up there. And yeah, Birmingham City fans, they're that desperate. A good season for Birmingham is when Villa don't do very well. That's a good season for them. Because they never do anything. So all their enjoyment of football comes to how well we do, how well West Brom do. And if Villa get top 4 and West Brom get promoted, like, they're gonna be fucking miserable, and I will love it. On a different note, I rate the Ajax club crest very classic. I do like it. It's very historic, isn't it? The Ajax badge. I hope they don't change it. I know a lot of teams seem to do that these days, but I think it's fine. You don't need to change a crest every 5 fucking seconds. I'm tired of teams doing it. And a lot of the times they make it worse. They just make it circular. And they take all the... a bit like what Villa kind of done. But they just take all the history out of the club and just go somewhere generic. And I find it really shit. Like, Brentford's old badge is so much better than what it is now. As like a big example. I think the only badge that changed for like entirely the better was Norwich City. They actually did a good job with their badge. Other than that, it's a load of shite. Rodgers into Diaby. Diaby in the box of Villa. On his left, tries to thread a pass through, I think. It was intercepted. He gets it back there. Very low tempo to this game so far, which I'm sure will suit Villa. I need to cover this a little bit. I'm glad Pau Torres back in the Villa team. I think Villa have missed Torres when he was out, and surprise, surprise, Villa dropped points, lost games when Torres was injured. He comes back and Villa are suddenly doing well again. I think Pau Torres easily our best defender. Not just for his defensive attributes, I just think his passing is incredible. Always gets involved. His passing range is easily the best at Aston Villa. It's like having a De Bruyne in defence. His 60-yard diagonal balls, like all game, is just incredible. Longley can't do that. Konza can't do that. And I like Konza. But, I know his limitations. I should go for the Arsenal. That should go for the Arsenal as well. So Invisible, they're always screaming that they're a big club, haven't won anything in years. And if you have to remind people how big you are, yeah, exactly. Like, if you have to remind people that you're a massive club, but you're not a massive club, people will know. Like, teams that don't talk about it, Liverpool. I don't think I've ever heard a Liverpool fan say, "Oh, Liverpool are massive." We know Liverpool are a big club. They've won six Champions Leagues. They dominated history in like the 80s and 70s. They're dominating it now in the Premier League. Like, we don't need to be told Liverpool are a big club. They just are. Reading some comments on TikTok. So far it is very evenly matched. Not a lot going on. To be fair, we don't always fly out from the blocks like straight away, and it doesn't matter if the tempo is quite low. To me, anyway. I think this suits Villa. They play a back 5, so it's never gonna be like super easy to break them down anyway. Sosa for Ajax. It's all about what they can do, or how well they can do on the ball. Will they catch us out with our high line? Will they struggle with it like most teams do? They've tried a few early direct passes to Broby, but they've all gone to Martinez so far. So right now they're just doing some very short passes between lines. Henderson, and they've got the ball down the right this time. That's a good threaded pass. I horribly overhit cross. What is that? What on earth? Who was that? That was Hillinson on the right. He actually got a good pass into him, but he overhits a cross horribly. Horrible ball. I'm relying on your commentary tonight, AJ. No pressure. Cheers, Flap. Yeah. Thanks for the pressure there. Watkins best striker in the Prem right now, no debate. is a big statement. I think he's one of the best. I think in terms of form, maybe it's a big statement to make. Very big statement to make. I think right now, if the season ended now, he should win the Player of the Year in the Premier League, but he won't because he plays for Aston Villa. But in terms of like merit, he definitely should. But I'm also realistic, and I know that he wouldn't win it because he doesn't play for Manchester City, and it's that simple. Oh, Harry, that's because you get some weirdo Villa fans. You get weirdo Villa fans. You get weirdos from any club. I don't feel like we need to say it. Some Villa fans will never stop talking about history. I don't really like doing that. Like I said, every fan base has some weirdos. Just ignore them. If other teams want to talk about Villa's credentials, they can do that. But I don't really like it when Villa fans just mention it all the time. It doesn't really do anything. Shocking ball out from Ramage to the halfway line. It slices out of play. Villa get, I gotta say, a very needless throw-in. Under no pressure, and it's a very poor bit of distribution from Ramage. Ezri Konsa will take the throw-in for Villa. I'm not the biggest fan of him being at right back. I know he's often preferred to Matty Cash, which I think says a lot, considering Cash is very naturally... I mean, he didn't start his career that way, but he has naturally become a right back. Meanwhile, Konsa's played all his career at centre back and just a handful of games at full back. I think Emery likes how defensive Konsa is. Cash bombs forward, leaves gaps behind, and when you've got like you can't really play Digne and Cash, not Digne and Cash, sorry, Moreno and Cash at the same time because they're both so aggressive. And they both love to rush forward. 12 minutes and you still haven't scored against Henderson FC. So I know being a Chelsea fan's probably rotted your brain over the last couple of years, but you know, you don't. This isn't a marathon. You don't have to sprint. Like football is done at a slow tempo sometimes just to settle in a game. And when they play a back five, it's hard to play through it. But I know Pochettino's probably rotted your brain. So I'll give you a pass. Yeah. 13 minutes gone here. Still Ajax 0, Villa 0. Neither side yet to have a shot. It's been a little bit... I mean, as a neutral, if you're going to watch this, you probably find it a little bit dull so far. But... I think this is what Unai Emery wants, and to be honest, I don't think Ajax disapprove of this way of playing. They are playing a back five for a reason. I've seen zero press from Ajax as well. Martinez into Pau Torres. Erogue Bunham does actually quite well under pressure there, and plays a good pass. I think they've targeted him then because I said there was no press and then suddenly 3 players jump onto him and he just manages to poke a pass through them. So that looked like it was very targeted specifically at him, which makes sense because he's a young player, but you know, you go from nothing to, you know, 0% to 100% in terms of a press. Torres goes long. Watkins, that's shite. Watkins tries to find Luiz. And it's a really poor pass. Worried we might not have experience with these big European games, says Siege, and I watched the second half of extra time in the final. Yeah. Potch ball. With the season scheduling, a slow game might be a good idea. Yeah, I think this is... I think it's what kind of both teams want. I don't think either team is gonna want a fast-paced game. But yeah, we'll see. It is 1-0 to Roma against Brighton, and it's already 1-0 to Liverpool away from home. We've seen goals in both of those games. Olympiacos 1, Tel Aviv 2. We've already seen 3 goals in the space of 15 minutes in that game. And all the other games currently are goalless. Villa underrated, says Joshua. And yeah, some darts. How you doing, Joe? Early crossing towards Broby. Good ball. Big save, Martinez. I think the offside flag will come up now. It will be, yeah. It was a good cross, but, I mean, we're going to see how offside he was. I mean, Emmy made the save anyway. Oh, he's miles off. Yeah. Look, I don't blame the striker. He always plays to the whistle, but he is absolutely miles offside. Good save, Martinez, though. I think the header could have been a little bit better. That early ball, though, could potentially be a problem. It's a really good early cross. It's a bit difficult. Not an easy header to direct towards goal because you've got to create all the power yourself. With an early cross, it's not that easy. But Broby did all right with that. Villa have the ball, Martinez. Ajax pushed a little bit higher up the field now, putting a little bit more pressure on Villa as we try and play out from the back. We weren't seeing this only a few minutes ago. Digne into Douglas Luiz. Lovely from Luiz. He rolls the ball away. Villa on the break. On the halfway line, it's still Luiz. Rodgers. Tielemans. Not the greatest of pass. Villa have to... Well, Cons has to like recycle the ball almost there. Diaby on the right. Oh, he tries a very cheeky shot on goal. I mean, if you're going to do that, you need more power than that. Diaby basically... he acts like he's going to cross the ball and then he shoots between the legs of a defender trying to squeeze the ball in at the near post. You're never going to score that. It's very cheeky, very audacious. Very audacious. You need a lot more power. If you're going to score that, you need to hit that harder than that because the goalkeeper, even though he obviously doesn't predict Diaby's going to do that because I don't think anyone would, but he still gets across with ample time. Another long ball for Ajax, and it was a cross from Sosa that was cut out as I was talking. Sosa has been a little bit of a problem for Villa down the left-hand side. He's crossing. It seems to be all right. I can see why they're trying that. $80 minutes gone. Ajax 0, Villa 0. Sighting shot. I mean, it does count. It does count as Villa's first shot, but yeah, it's not amazing. So another ball towards Broby, well intercepted from Longley. Villa don't get it clear, but the offside flag will come up again. I think for the initial cross from Sosa to Broby. I mean, Sosa could be offside as well. Villa's line is that high. It is Sosa offside. I mean, Broby was also off, but Villa's line is so incredibly high that even the man who's crossing the ball is offside. I'm just trying to see what the commentators... They're just panning over some Villa fans now in the Villa away end. Yeah, the high line is causing problems for Ajax. I mean, it does cause problems for most teams when we play them. Guys, double tap the screen if you're on TikTok. Any support will be appreciated. You can also watch on YouTube, AJS TV. I'm live on YouTube and TikTok. Feel free to watch me there, here, or both. How long I've had my room? I mean, it's more of like an office room, and I've had it for, I think, I started doing the stuff on the wall about a year ago, which I do enjoy. Ajax, I wouldn't say Ajax are dominating. They've had a few crosses, but you know, in terms of stats, I don't think a single one will count as a shot because Broby was offside. But to be fair, Villa haven't done much with the ball as well. It's been just a very flat game so far. 20 minutes gone. Still, it remains goalless. The Ajax press has been a little bit awkward for Villa to deal with. Martinez does go long under that press, and we do give the ball away. Broby wrestling, but Longley's dealt with him very well so far. I thought that would be a problem, but Longley seems to be quite unbothered. And I'm his biggest critic, but they've tried to pin Broby with Longley. Longley's not really challenging Pau Torres on the other side, but Longley seems to be doing all right. Tielemans into Konza. To be fair, I wouldn't say Ajax have a low block as well. I think their line is fairly high too. So a lot of players are in just a small part of the pitch. It's quite funny to see, really. Torres into Longley. I'm expecting a direct ball at some point, or just there's a bit of creativity in this Villa team, and every now and then we'll just pick an incredible pass. And I'm like, I don't even know how they see it. I can't even see the pass on the screen, but they somehow see it in real time. It's quite fascinating. Torres again going long for Watkins. Watkins has done so well there. Held off 3 players. Eventually was actually fouled. But he's so strong. 3 Ajax players, with 2 of them kind of shoving him there. Doing very well. Villa win the free kick. Yeah, he's literally getting pulled there. That's unbelievable. 2 hands on him. Pulls his shirt back. I mean, I don't know why. Again, they always complain as well when the foul's given, but I'm like, you're literally stealing his shirt. I'm watching on TNT Sports. I didn't see it initially. It's TNT Sports 3. Diaby, lovely into I was going to say into combination with Tielemans, but we do lose the ball. Sosa. Nice little one-touch pass backwards. Villa with a very aggressive press here. It's very awkward for Ajax to deal with. That they do temporarily give the ball away, but Tielemans, because of the pace, whipped at him. He has to concede the throw-in. We do have a very quick attack, Villa, and because of how quick it is, the press is also very fast. So I would not like Diaby running at me. I think that would be terrifying. You take a touch and Diaby's at your feet straight away. You know, Watkins also isn't the slowest, is he? Like Villa's whole attack. Rodgers is also fairly quick too. Villa's whole attack has a bit of pace. Broby was fouled by Douglas Luiz and a free kick given. Luiz makes out that he's given minimal contact there, as he indicates that to the referee. But yeah, just to give you some insight, rather than use that free kick on the halfway line and try and thump the ball forward, you know, maybe win a corner, win like a, you know, something high up, Ajax intend to, you know, keep the ball quite deep and play it on the halfway line. I think it kind of sums up this game so far. Neither side really willing to do anything extravagant with the ball, anything fancy. They just want to keep the tempo very low, pass between the back line. It's quite shite if you, like I said, if you're watching from like a neutral perspective, if you've put this game on thinking, you know, 2 massive teams playing each other, 2 European Cup winners playing each other, this has not been the game for you so far. First yellow of the night given to Taylor, I think, of Ajax for a foul on the halfway line. As well, Longley with the ball forward to Tielemans. Yeah, it's a pullback. Yeah, you can't really argue that. If you've deliberately pulled someone back like that, it is a stone cold yellow card. A football club named after a dish soap, says Flabby. Oh yeah, I forgot that I forgot that existed. I wondered what you were on about then. Yes, lad, come on the Villa. The score is still goalless for anyone who is interested. And to be honest with you, neither side have, I think, even registered a shot. Long ball looking for Diaby. And Diaby is just about going to keep this in play on the touchline. Squares across. Oh, deflects. I mean, realistically, I think Villa should have created something there. It was a good ball in, I think, towards Rodgers. And it spins off Rodgers towards Watkins, and neither the pair of them could get a decisive touch. Another cross from Diaby is deflected away. Longley, again, a bit of head tennis here. Broby against Longley, but Konza's there to wrap up. And that should be a foul. What? That should be a foul for Villa. That's given their way, which is unbelievable. Konza's been given a booking. Well, that's the first bit of refereeing I strongly disagree with. There was an obvious foul on Konza. Konza gets shoved over, and then his response to no referee help, Konza then basically fouls an Ajax player, which results in an Ajax free kick rather than a Villa one, and Konza gets a booking for his complaints, I'm guessing. But it should have been a Villa foul. Konsa was literally shoved over, but it wasn't spotted somehow by the referee. But I find that baffling. Well, I don't complain at officials, but I don't know how the ref is right there, right next to Konsa. He sees that he's been shoved over with two hands, doesn't give Villa a free kick, and then Konsa reacts, maybe in a way he shouldn't. He gets a bit frustrated and he fouls back, but he gives that decision. So on the ball for Ajax. Again, everything attacking wise through Ajax have come down his side. At least anything remotely positive, which was like a couple crosses towards Broby. And again, they try and find Sosa, but Konsa intercepts the pass. Tim Bunham, lovely long ball towards Ollie Watkins. And Ollie, on his own, will keep it in play. Villa want a corner, but I think a goal kick will be given. Yeah, Ollie Watkins is complaining. He wants the set piece, but he's not going to get it. I think it's kicked onto Ollie, which is unfortunate. No, it is! It should be a corner of Villa. They've shown the replay. It literally hits it's the right wing back, Gougia. It actually hits his foot and goes out for what should have been a corner to Villa, which the ref or the linesman neither see it, and Villa should have had a corner. I can see why Watkins is complaining then. Long ball towards Broby. Flag will stay down, but Emi Martinez is always there anyway. Ajax, Jacob. I mean, it's Ajax, I think, is what the soap company is called, but it's spelt the same way. That's the pun. I always forget that exists. Maguire in a Villa kit. Cheers, Paul. Rodgers, I think, is class, by the way. I really do enjoy watching Rodgers play. I think when he was at Middlesbrough, he was decent. I think he's got a lot of progression to do, but he seems like a good player. As long as Villa actually keep him, around the team, I think he'll be fine. I'm watching on TNT Sports 3. I initially didn't see it. I had to scroll down on the TV guide, and there it was. Because like from the main menu on Sky, it wasn't even like shown. It was like the Liverpool game, Brighton. I'm seeing all that shit, and then I'm still scrolling, no Villa, and I'm like, surely Villa Ajax not on TV. I was like, It is also 2-0 to Liverpool. Speaking of which, a second goal scored by Darwin Núñez in that game. Is still also 1-0 Roma against Brighton. Rodgers has pace and a decent right foot. He's not bad. He's not bad. Like I said, he nearly scored a screamer against Luton. It was an incredible save from Kaminsky. Broby wrestling with Longley. I can't see. This is what I mean, right? The two players wrestling each other, and they've wrestled each other to the ground. You can't give a foul either way. If they've both wrestled each other, I'm sorry. But the referee gives a free kick to Broby and a free kick, well, obviously to Ajax. I just don't think he's fouled there. He's doing just as much to Longley than Longley did to him. Half an hour gone, still goalless. And it is a decent free kick situation for Ajax. Jordan Henderson is on this. No, there's no way Henderson would... There's no way he'd go for it, right? I don't think I've ever seen Henderson take a free kick. Henderson and Sosa are on it. It's going to be Henderson. Oh, he's put it well over. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought Jordan Henderson taking a free kick would have not gone very well for Ajax? I've never known him to take a free kick ever. I swear to God. And I can kind of see why. Like, it's not really anywhere near Martinez's goal. I am baffled by that. They've not got anyone better than Jordan Henderson to take a free kick. I think half Villa's team are better than Henderson from free kick. Digne, Tielemans. I reckon even Ollie could whip a ball better than he could. Or Broby chance, heavy touch though. and Longley will concede the corner. Longley has actually been smashed into by Broby in the meantime, and he's also going to probably get maybe... It looked like he was going to get some treatment, but he's back on his feet. Yeah, he's a big lad. Yeah, he's absolutely smashed into Longley then. Sent Longley flying. Corner to Ajax. Hendo has taken some frees for Liverpool. Just hard to take Trent. I mean, exactly. You got Trent on them. I'm like, you know, I would rather Trent than Hendo any day taking a free kick. I'd only ever remember him. I think sometimes Salah as well might have taken some free kicks for Liverpool, but I never remember Henderson. Yeah. Has the concept of a 50-50 ball gone from the game? Kind of. I feel like in the modern day, a 50-50 ball, as two players will go for it, right? The referee will always seem to be a little bit harsh, even though, you know, as a football fan, you know they've got to go for it. Every 50-50, every player has to go for it, because if they don't, they get called out for it. The manager will call them out for it. But if they're slightly late, like, it's as if they've shot someone. It's ridiculous. The sport, it is weird at times. It is weird at times. The game's gone, as people say. Lewis said, I feel like Villa's struggling a bit now. No, I think it's the same as it was, like 10 minutes gone, 5 minutes gone. It's still exactly the same. We've not really got going, is what I will say. I don't think either team have got going. But their back five has basically quashed our attack. And we're really struggling to do anything in the final third, which is a bit of a shame. I think the low tempo it's helping them more than us. The way we're playing, the way they're playing is definitely more suited to them. Like, to say we've not had a shot in 32 minutes is a little bit sad, I think. Like, I think Broby's been more of a hassle for us than Watkins has been a hassle for Ajax, which is probably the biggest compliment I can give them. When you've got a big player, even if he's not playing very well, which, I mean, Broby's touch has been like Lukaku-esque, but he's still hassling our back line. And only a minute ago, he basically smashed into Longley. And like, even that psychologically will do more than what Ollie Watkins has done so far for Villa. And here's Broby again, and the flag will stay down. Big chance for Ajax, and he's put it wide. He has put it wide. Huge chance. Biggest of the game. He's got, you know what? He's actually got to score that. If Ollie put that wide, I'd be fuming. Down Konza's side as well. Konza can't get anywhere near Broby. Martinez does put him off a little bit, but that is a massive let-off for Villa. Massive let-off. It should be 1-0. I can't believe he's gone for the near post. Every striker's taught to go across goal from there. I think he takes it a little bit closer to Martinez than what he wanted, so I think it's like a rushed shot, but he's got to score that. That is a huge, huge let-off for Villa. Leverkusen, Alonso. Yeah, they are 1-0 down in the Europa League. Jesus. And Olympiacos are 3-1 down to the Israeli side, Tel Aviv. And I think is it Lille that lead 1-0 as well in their game? I'll just go to Flash Score, have a quick view on everyone. Meanwhile, Sosa just cannot keep the ball in play, and Villa get a throw in just by our own corner flag. Yeah, Lille lead away at Sturm Graz by a goal to 0 with a Jonathan David goal. 3 goals for Tel Aviv. Sahavi, as people know, I think he's probably the most famous Israeli footballer with Shahar and Zahavi. Well, Sahavi double. It's Molde 0, Club Brugge 0, as well as Villa 0, Ajax 0. We have apparently registered 3 shots, 2 on target. I don't know. I think you were exaggerating a little bit if you said we've had 3 shots. We've had 1 that I can think of with Diaby. as he goes for goal. 3 shots, really? I think they're chatting shite, personally. Oh no, there was another Diaby shot, wasn't there? Down the middle of the goal. I forgot about that. That was early on in the game. But it was so shit. It was it was literally at the keeper. He didn't even have to move. I mean, you are really scraping the barrel for chances. If that has been like your main highlight so far. Do you think we'll beat Spurs on Sunday? Is a massive question, mate. I don't know. I have a bad feeling about that game. Spurs are a weird club. They don't play amazing football, but they get results. There's a never say die attitude about them, and I do appreciate that. I do like it, and I do like Ange Postecoglou. Their football is shit, though. At least recently, I've not enjoyed like the last few games of Spurs that I've watched. They play kind of shit football. I covered this on my last stream where they played Palace, and I watched 70 minutes of that game. It was 1-0 to Palace, and they were shit. And I'm like, how are these our competitors for top 4? I turn the game off, get ready for the Villa's game, and then I look at my phone and they're leading 3-1. And I'm like, how? They were shit for that whole game. And I get that, they can have 10 minutes of good football, but you can't afford to play that shit every game and expect to get points every game. I was just very surprised to see they didn't look like hitting a barn door, and then they suddenly get 3 goals. Football's a weird sport sometimes. So I hope we can, at least get a point against Spurs. It's going to be tough, though. When we beat them, that was shithouse. We didn't deserve to beat them. Especially away. Like, we weren't very good away as well during that point of the season. So, yeah, as long as we don't lose, I'm happy. And we'll move on. Arsenal coming up, away, which is going to be rough. We've got an away trip at the Etihad at some point as well, which... Yeah... Fun times. Within a week, we beat Man City and Arsenal at home, which is great. But then we've now got to go to their ground. Irog Bunham for Villa. He's had a great game so far, by the way. He's had a lot of pressure put on his shoulders, but I think he's done quite well. He's not been my criticism. So my criticism has probably got to go down to our midfield. It's just. It's not been as good as what it should have been. We have not dominated the midfield battle. Sosa with a very shit ball. I know he's put under pressure there from Diaby. Diaby with good tracking back there. Was a really flat cross. I think he's mishit it. Flapcap Gaming says tonight's game affects the Spurs match more than I care to admit. This month is a telling one for the Villa. I do agree. I agree with both of those statements. We lose, like I said, our next 3 games are massive. Home and away against Ajax and Spurs in between that. I mean, if we get knocked out of the Conference League and lose to Spurs, our whole season has completely unraveled in the space of, a week and a half. All the positive comments about Villa will go, and all the all the positivity in the Villa camp will probably go, especially if we get battered by Spurs. Like I said, I'd take a draw today. People will call me negative, but I would take a draw today. I'd take a draw against Spurs, and I'd want Villa to beat Ajax at home. That, to me, would be positive. Remaining unbeaten. I think being unbeaten in these 3 games is important. Surely people can agree with that. Making sure that we go unbeaten in these 3 games is very key. Even if we we draw this 0-0 and the second leg goes to penalties and we win. As long as we win, I don't really care. Being unbeaten is important. Villa get a free kick on the halfway line. Douglas Luiz with he was fouled, I should say, by Manswerk. How you doing, Jerome Villa? What's good? And Flapcat says, if we win tonight and win convincingly, it could roll on for a while. But if we lose, yeah, you don't want the domino effects of losing, basically. Rodgers in the box doesn't really get a touch on the ball. Rodgers has struggled a little bit in this game. I will say that. He struggled to get a foothold of the game. Lovely tackle, that is. That is brilliant. I'm literally just criticising Rodgers, and then he makes an incredible slide tackle. Probably the best slide tackle of the game to retain possession of the ball for Villa. So I need to criticise Villa players more. Longley is fouled inside Villa's own box, and Villa get a free kick. And they're once again complaining. Every foul... I get, like, when a referee makes a decision against your team, you're supposed to complain a little bit, but every single foul he gives, there's like 2 players minimum complaining in the referee's face about it. Konza for Villa, 42 minutes gone here, still goalless. This first half has been very shit. I say it as it is, this first half has been absolutely shite. Like, nothing has really happened. The tempo has not changed. It has been very slow. The defensive line... That should be a free kick to Villa, by the way, which hasn't been given. Digne is fuming. Digne is tripped over as he tries to chase the long ball, which the referee doesn't give. Another attack eventually then breaks down. Sounds like we deserve to be ahead. We've not created anything, really. If anything, they deserve to be ahead, which sounds sad. Because they had that chance at Broby that was put wide. That's been the best chance of the game. These games are where players get the experience. Rodgers will be loving it. He'll love it tonight, but yeah. I just think every player needs to be at least like a 7 out of 10 for us to get a good result here. And I'm just seeing a lot of 6s and 5s. Douglas Luiz, again, it's like that. It's a heavy touch. He gets the ball. It's a good ball from Pau Torres into him, into midfield. We lose the ball under not a lot of pressure. Torres towards Morgan Rodgers. He's done well there. Well, I can't believe that's crazy. Again, Villa complain at a referee decision. It was a very obvious throw-in to Villa. At least it looked obvious to me, but the throw-in's given to Ajax. I keep seeing this now. They're definitely getting more decisions than we are. I don't like... Look, I'm not using that as an excuse, but they are getting a lot more than we are. Sosa with the cross on the left. It's a bit awkward. Torres gets the header. Diaby with the clearance. Not fully away, though. We're probably going to see, maybe a minute added time? We're going to see fuck all time. I'm going to the second leg of Ajax against Villa. Well, I hope the second leg's better than the first leg so far, because this has been shite. But you'll enjoy it either way. I'm sure the atmosphere at Villa Park will be incredible. I appreciate the heart me from Gio. I do appreciate your support. I've missed some comments as well. Remember that happened to us against Palace. We've also got Arsenal coming up. Sheffield Wednesday fan here. My other half is a Villa fan, so we'd like to see Villa win. Fair enough. And both Sheffield Wednesday and Villa have the hi-ho silver lining chant as well. Villa, Sheffield Wednesday and Wolves are the 3 English teams. At least 3 infamous teams to use hi-ho silver lining. A little bit of football trivia for you there. Oh yeah, the Duran volley against Crystal Palace. I did forget about that. Luke. Zaniolo comes to Galatasaray. I mean, you could take him. I don't think Zaniolo's career at Villa has been very good. So I don't think it will be like a big miss, really, if Zaniolo went back to Galatasaray. He's all right. He tries, but not a lot of end product there. Lukaku dunking on Brighton. Has he actually scored? It is 2-0 to Roma. Has he actually scored a goal? That's a surprise. I didn't think Brighton would actually get beat. I thought that game had a draw written all over it. But Brighton are 2-0 down away at Roma. Very interesting. And that is half time. No added time given in the Villa game. It straight away, the whistle goes on the 45-minute mark. It is Ajax 0, Aston Villa 0. And that is probably the dullest first half of football I've seen for Villa this season. I don't mind that, because even if this game finishes 0-0 and we take that to Villa Park, I'll be happy, because we get to, we get to go through potentially at Villa Park. So as much as this game has been shit, it's not a big problem. I will say, a bit of an issue though, Broby has had their best chance and he should have scored. And Villa haven't really had an opportunity like that. They've definitely had the biggest chance of the game. And that's my concern. To answer the question, Ibrahim, I don't class that as playing good. I class it as mid. A 6 out of 10. If you want to say a 6 out of 10 away from home in the Conference League is fine, as long as it's when we're drawing 0-0. If this game finishes 0-0 and my opinion doesn't change, you might say that's not a bad result. I'm just like not massively happy from seeing that. Liam says we can see we are wanting a draw. Well, it feels that way. I don't think we've planned for that. I just think there's not a lot of impetus for us to go on and win this game. There's not a lot of desperation. If we were losing, I think we'd be seeing a lot more of an attacking mindset with Villa. It feels a little bit like the Luton game in the second half, where Villa put our foot off the pedal a little bit and allowed, drop back a tiny bit, allowed the other side to have more possession. And I feel like that's happening a little bit here. Very dangerous way of playing though, because Broby had that chance. If you give that to him in the second half, he'll bury it. Oh yeah, huge comment. Thank you for that. We are missing McGinn. I think McGinn is a massive miss so far. Rogue Bunham, I like him, but he's not John McGinn. It's that simple. McGinn and Louise make a good duo, as we've seen for years. And I do think we miss John McGinn. We do have options off the bench, and I'll go through with you what those are, as we can think and formulate some ideas for Aston Villa in the second half. But yeah, that comment I do massively agree with. John McGinn has been a major player that we've missed. When McGinn's on it, he's really on it. I do as well. I will say I think we've missed Bailey. I mean, that's probably not a shock to anyone. Bailey has probably been, other than Ollie Watkins, our most impressive player in, I think, recent times for Aston Villa, especially after his first couple of years at Villa. He had injury issues, struggled to keep his place. He's played several positions, and a lot of Villa fans were saying we probably should sell him. And then this season, he's done very well. And when he doesn't play, you see there's something missing at times. There is something missing. Apologise for that. I just had a verification thing on TikTok, which is stupid. TikTok thought I was a bot then. Can we not spam the chat? I would appreciate that, please. Thank you. Ajax is better. So far, they've been the better side. I'll give you that. Dougie the Louise says the ref is shocking, which I do agree with. And Ortega says a 2-1 win I'm feeling. I love your content so much, so I do appreciate that. I think I'm fully caught up now. Ajax has 4 Champions League. Villa have 1, which is, not many teams can say that. Arsenal can't say they've won it. Up until last year, Man City couldn't say they've won it. Spurs haven't won it. So the fact that we've won one, I think is... I think it's quite a big thing, really. I know Ajax are a massive, massive club, and I'm not disputing that at all. I think one of the best players in football history in Johan Cruyff, coming from Ajax, managing as well. Not even just an incredible player, an incredible manager as well. You don't often see that in sport. Like you look at Gerrard and Lampard as examples. And even Paul Scholes. He had a month at, who was it at? Was it at Rochdale? And he got sacked. We've just had Zaniolo fit for Galatasaray. Says Flat Cat Gaming. Do you think Unai is reading the right act right now? Those 3 stars on the badge mean something. Yeah. Yeah. I wonder what Unai is saying at halftime. I wonder if he's happy with this, because you never know. Like Unai comes out with some things that surprise me. We're not at his level of coaching, and I know like I've been quite negative in this halftime review. Maybe this is what he wanted. Maybe he wanted this kind of game, and he might be at halftime saying, lads, this is amazing, keep it all. And in this minute, we'll make this change and we'll go for it. Maybe that's been his plan from minute 1. We don't know that. So, look, in Unai we trust, In Unai we trust. And like I said, from even before we kicked off today, make sure we don't lose. Make sure we don't lose and we beat them at home. It's just, from an entertainment point of view, there's not been a lot on show. And when I have to commentate and talk about something, you can see my point of view being like this. It's hard to make a 0-0. When I'm not being entertained, it's hard to then entertain others. Yeah, like I said, Villa have had one shot, if you want to call it that, from 30 yards from Diaby. It went straight into the hands of Ramesh from like the 5th minute. So, yeah. I'll see what Villa fans think after time. I always do that. So I'm going on x.com and we're going to see what the Villa fans there are saying. It won't be much different to what I'm saying. I'd be very surprised to see very positive or very negative Villa responses. Rogers, a rogue bottom off, McGinn, Bailey on, which is kind of what we've discussed on this channel. We cannot let the Ajax team gain further confidence second half. Come on, Villa. Never seen a ref so bad. Jesus Christ. I mean, I definitely have. Ref has lost control already, says Andrew on Twitter. It's 100% a McGinn game, and lad, keep your composure with these passes. Yeah, Rogue Bonham, he's done all right, to be fair, but like I said, you can tell they're putting pressure on him. You can tell that. This is the reality check we needed. This was never going to be the walk in the park many expected. League form goes out the window during knockout football. Huge improvement needed. Brilliant comment. Love that. Respectfully, Diaby needs replacing with Bailey. And Poor, get the big boys on and wake up. Yeah. Tim Miles off it. The rest look half asleep. Yeah, I think people are being negative. I don't know. It's 3-0 Liverpool as well, away from home. Yoshimunda said thoughts on Broby. I think he's a quality player. His touch is a bit Lukaku-esque, but he's a hassle. I like players who are hassles. I remember when Darwin Núñez first came to Liverpool and everyone was clowning Núñez. Oh, he's finishing his shit. Oh, Liverpool spent all this money. You can even go on old streams on this channel and you'll see it. I was saying, look, his finishing isn't great, but he's a hassle. I remember the Villa game against Liverpool. He had several big chances, missed them all, but I said, look, at least he's having them. Like he's doing something. He's just thorn in Villa's side constantly. And despite not doing very well in terms of like actual finishing off chances and people take the piss out of him, he never let it actually affect his confidence and he kept going. Broby, very similar to that. And his finishing hasn't been great, but he's caused a hassle. He's hassled Longley like the whole half. He's caused issues for Villa. He's a very big, strong striker. Should have scored his chance. Yeah, he did everything right but score. He made the run with Villa's high line, which has caused so many problems for other teams. Timed that very well, but then seemed to rush his shot. I don't know, maybe he panicked because the ball went a bit close to Martinez, who ran closed the space off his line, but he's trying to poke the ball at the near post, probably never really was going to work. So I question him on that, but he has been a problem, and he's been more of a problem for us than Watkins has been for them, and which is quite sad to say so far. I don't think Broby's that old. I'd say mid-20s, right? That's just an educated guess from mine. And I think he might have come from their academy. I know he's a Dutch player. Broby, he's younger than me. Never mind. Oh, that's a humbling. Broby's 22, and I'm 23, so he's actually younger than I am. Fair enough. He is from... Well, his youth career was at Ajax, so yeah, he's come through their academy, which is not a surprise considering how good their academy is. And he's apparently scored 28 goals in 55 games for them, so he's a good player. Very good player. They've listed his height as 5'11", but I don't believe that. He looks taller than that. I thought like 25, 26, so him being 22 surprising. Yeah, a literal year younger than me. Jesus Christ. To be fair, I don't have the sound on. I'm just watching it as it is. So I've just had to find that out for myself. But yeah, fair enough. Fair play to him. He's a good player. Like I said, I think he has a future in the sport, definitely. Frightening first half, to be honest, says Luke. Yeah, I think we've got to be a little bit we've got to be a bit honest about the football. Sometimes football fans, there can be some copium where, like, if the result is good, that people don't care about performance. Even if we win this game, I will still say the first half was kind of shit. And if you wanted to say there's a deserved winner so far, you would say it would be Ajax. Ajax have had the best chance of the game. Ajax have probably played and had more of the ball in our final third than we've had in their final third. So they have been the better team, which is, a little bit frustrating. A lot of people thought we were going to batter them today. I think that is a bit of a reality check. Martinez, best player in the field right now? Probably. He's kept a clean sheet so far, so we'll see. But yeah, guys, do let me know what you think. What I think will happen in the second half. Any changes that you would make? Like I said, I think the Bailey sub is imminent, I would imagine. And John McGinn. I think McGinn probably should have started this game, but I understand why. We've got squad depth, we might as well use it. And Timur Bunham, I think he's played all right, but it's a lot of pressure for him. And there's a couple of times where he's either lost the ball or barely distributed the ball with not a lot of confidence. He gets a bit fortunate, like with a ricochet or whatever, but so far so good, I guess. But I can see why some Villa fans are a little bit concerned. Elsewhere in Europe, Brighton being 2-0 down is a bit of a surprise. I know Roma are a good side, previously managed by Jose Mourinho. They're a decent team. Got some good players, and Romelu Lukaku with Lukaku and Dybala playing for a team, you're always going to do well, and both him and Dybala scored in that game. Karabag beating Leverkusen is an incredible surprise. 2-0 to them. Leverkusen top of the league, by the way. And then Sparta Prague 3-0 down at home to Liverpool. Liverpool are basically already qualified for the next round. I can't see Sparta Prague doing anything in the second half or second leg, really. Oh dear, I've just seen the second Roma goal is disastrous defending at the back for Brighton. Why is that? Matty Cash is going to come on. Well, that's a shock. Matty Cash will come on for Aston Villa. The camera pans to him as he's going to get ready. That's a surprise for a half-time sub for Villa. We were just talking about like some other players that could come off. We'll see who he replaces. Will it be Konza or Longley? I wonder. That I'm so surprised about that. What? Pau Torres? Pau Torres has come off. I know he's had injury issues. I really hope that's not another injury issue for Pau Torres, because I will lose the will to live. He was the last player. I was thinking, is it Konza? Is it Longley? I wasn't even thinking about Torres. But Torres, who started this game, is now off. And I really, really hope and pray that's not another injury issue. I hope that we're just being careful and safe with Pau. But then why start him today? I don't know. I'm now worried. That is probably the most scariest bit of news I've seen with the Spurs game coming up in a few days. That is horrible news to see, to be honest. Hampton says Ajax going to win and should have been Freiburg right now. Plane got cancelled. Oh, unlucky, man. The plane got cancelled. Oh, that's shite. Mate, I get frustrated when trains get cancelled, so the fact you've had a whole ass plane get cancelled, I feel for you, man. The score right now for Villa is still remains goalless. But to be honest, Ajax have been the better side. I say it as it is. Tactical first half. Unai knows what he's doing. He'll be fine for KLD. Yeah, fair enough. And Lid up the Villa. Up the fucking Villa. Been bathing my daughter. Wait, what? Been bathing my daughter. Can you summarise the game? I'm glad that went in a positive direction. I have kind of been summarising the game without even reading this comment, but I think so far they've been the better team, and we've just kind of played at a very flat tempo and not really done a lot with the ball. Our only shot of note was, 5 minutes in the game from like 30 yards straight at the keeper. I know stats don't say it all, but even with my own eyes, from what I can see, we have just been quite shit. At least going forward, defensively we've been all right. The high line has been a little bit of an issue for them. They have had one good chance though, and they probably should have scored it. So yeah. McGinn for Rogue Bunham and Bailey on for Tielemans. My opinion is a flat cap, and that has to be prevented. Yeah, I imagine it's preventative measures for Torres. You do get worried though that Torres has picked up an injury. Long ball for Watkins, and he's never going to get it. It's actually, to be fair, it's very well defended from Kaplan. He's just completely muscled Watkins off the ball as if he's not even there. Or at least not off it, but away from the ball. Rodgers does very well. Rodgers wins the ball back, plays a pass towards Tielemans, which is a little bit heavy. But Morgan Rodgers, out of nowhere, winning the ball back for Villa. Long lay back to Konza. Watch Cash be a proper little conduit now. I mean, he could be an issue. Like I said, I'm glad we've got Digne with Cash, because Digne is a little bit more defensive minded. And when I back Digne more than Moreno these days. I think Moreno is a bit of a headless chicken at times. I like him, but loses the ball a lot. He offers a lot going forward, but defensively he's questionable. And Digne is better defensively than Alex Moreno. I think he's improved a lot since he's been at Villa. I remember when Digne first came to Villa, and I thought he was absolutely shit. But that has been like one signing from Steven Gerrard that I think has actually not been that bad. I'll give him credit. Probably the only bit of credit I will give. Long ball towards Broby again for Ajax. It's cut out by Konza. And then Timo Bunham's lost the ball again. Which kind of, doesn't really help when a lot of Villa fans have had negative comments about Tim in the first half, and then he goes and does that in the second half. The first time he touches the ball, he loses it. Another long pass forward, which is intercepted from Digne. I hope Villa just keep the ball for a little bit. I say that as Luis smashes it long towards Diaby, who falls over. Oh, we get a free kick! Hey, we get a set piece. I don't even claim for it anymore because we were given fuck all the first half. But Villa do actually get a foul. It's probably the softest foul that we've got all day. Even though it is one, because there's two hands on him. It's just we've been seeing this all afternoon. All evening. The referee's given Villa nothing, so I'm just actually taken back that we've been given a set piece for a foul. Jesus Christ. Oh, can we not spam the chat as well? I've just seen that from you, Ron. I appreciate your support, but yeah, can we not do that? I do appreciate. No, I can't even speak English. I do appreciate all your support, both on TikTok and on the YouTube. Free kick comes in towards Longley. Iraq Bunham battling. I think that'll be a foul. Yeah, and a free kick to Ajax with 2 Ajax players going and hitting the deck. Ajax TV on YouTube and TikTok. Feel free to follow on both. You can even watch on both if you want. But any support will be massively appreciated. Opinions on Brian Broby. I've had this question a few times today. He's he hassles defenders quite well. I don't think he's an amazing footballer, but he's been a thorn in Villa's side. Rogers chats for Villa in the box. Can't get the shot away. He's just doing too much. Sometimes just, doing the most simple thing can be the most effective. And when you're trying to have fancy footwork to beat 2 or 3 players, it probably doesn't work a lot of the time. You're not Messi. I don't know. But yeah, Broby, you can tell, like, he's not world class. His touch is a bit off, but he's always hassling Longley and Konza, and I'll give him credit for that. And even on this replay now, Broby, he's now holding down. Oh dear, he's on the turf just holding his leg. But even that was him trying to win a header. Connor Bradley own goal. Oh dear. Yeah, it's 3-1. It is that own goal for Liverpool. Wasn't he the player that Chilwell was beefing? Or was that another Liverpool fucking academy player? Villa player said, how have we been playing so far? Not great. I said, I'll say it as it is. We've not been that great. But it's still 0-0, so it's not the end of the world. Flatcat said adequately. Yeah, that kind of, yeah. That's a very polite way of summing up Villa so far. If it was 1-0 to Ajax, I'd be being a lot more... I'm being a bit more conservative with my opinions right now because it's still 0-0. I'm holding back. If it was 1-0 to Ajax, you'd be hearing something slightly different right now. 53 minutes gone, still 0-0. Ron says West Ham are massive. And we've had a shit on the Villa. With your account name is BGBCFC. And he's got a Birmingham City flag as his profile picture. Opinions on being smaller than Coventry City these days. Not even comparison with Villa anymore, but must be tough, eh? I switched to games. Villa Ajax is brutal. It's so shite, isn't it? Like, it has been a very, very flat game of football. So I understand from the neutral's point of view. I do get it. It could pick up second half, but it's not been amazing, has it? Like I said, though, it suits them a little bit, and it suits us to an extent because we've got a tough game coming up soon. Konza, I don't think this ball goes out of play, by the way, but the referee has indicated, well, the linesman especially, has indicated the ball went out of play, and Ajax get a corner. It was a pass from Martinez that went a little bit astray towards Konza. It looked like, especially from the angle they gave, that he kept it in play, but the linesman doesn't agree. Cross comes in, Konza heads away, and I think Sosa on the halfway line for Ajax will try and keep the ball alive. He goes back to the goalkeeper. It's a really shit ball from Ajax, to be fair. Ajax didn't even played very well. I think they're definitely here for the taking. Their game plan has just been give the ball to Sosa out wide and he gets the cross in for Broby, or let's just go long for Broby. That's been the game plan. It's A or B. And they mix between the two. At this stage in the season, it's always a gamble. I'm more concerned with the Spurs game. The Spurs game I'm fucking terrified for. I'm petrified of the Spurs game. We win that, we're in such a good place in the Premier League. Oh, cross. Martinez with a really good hand there to stop the ball going to, I think it was going towards Highlandson, or is it? Yeah, I'm just seeing on the replay now. It's a good pass through from Henderson. Yeah, it was Taylor looking for Highlandson then in the box. Really well kept out from Martinez. Again, they're doing more than we are. Long ball from Martinez looking for Watkins. Villa get the second ball with Diaby. Playing direct has been Villa's best chance of all today, and Diaby's cross is shite again. Fucking hell, man. Please get Bailey on. Unai, please get Bailey on the... Bailey would be doing a lot more than that. Bailey's more inventive. He's a creative winger. He would be doing more than that. That's it's so one-dimensional from Diaby. I like Diaby, but Bailey's definitely been better this season. 55 gone, still goalless. It was a brave lineup. Did not expect that from Unai, says Howard, playing away in Europe. It is tough playing away in Europe. I would make changes though, and I know people are going to say the Spurs game is important and we need to rest players, and they're going to have, they're going to be more fit than we are. But I would make some bold changes now. I would bring on, we've got some options off the bench. I'll look into those. We did cover briefly that Bailey's an option. Chance of Henderson, but his touch is terrible, and a rogue Bunham gets the ball back for Villa inside his own box. They're just offering more of a threat than we are. Options off the bench for Aston Villa include Cashew's come on, Bailey, Diego Carlos, the goalkeepers Olsen and Gauci. Kellyman's an idea. Kessler at fullback, John McGinn, Alex Moreno, and Nicolo Zaniolo. So the two that jump out to me, well, the three I should say, is Bailey, Zaniolo, John McGinn. I think those changes should happen at least at some point in this game. I'd have McGinn on now, to be honest. Get control of that midfield and start creating opportunities, because our midfield has completely and utterly lost the battle. Like, they have a two-man midfield, and our midfield can't do anything about it. Very frustrating. Jordan Henderson's had a good game. We have let Henderson have a good game in midfield. I think that's probably the biggest criticism I can make. It is what it is. I cannot show the game. People ask me this all the time. You ask any creator, they'll give you the same answer. I hope people learn this one day. Watkins wins a corner for the first time in the game. The fact I'm celebrating that. I tell you now, Villa going direct has been more beneficial for us. It's slightly faster tempo, and we're getting at least something out of it. We've created fuck all. We might as well. I just, lash some long balls. We'd have to play pretty football all the time. An hour gone, still 0-0. The Villa fans in fine tune. Corner comes in. It's an in-swinger. And it's towards the near post. It's a good corner, not a great one. Diaby keeps the ball alive, goes all the way back to Martinez on the halfway line for Villa. Emi goes long, looking for Luiz, but it's massively, massively overhit. Commentators just summed it up there brilliantly that Villa are just lacking in quality going forward, and I can't even disagree. Villa get a free kick though, for a foul on Timo Bunham. Hopefully we can just please create something. Give me something to be excited about, I'll take that. Flapcat Gaming says, I reckon Bailey is just getting wound up more and more. Once he's unleashed, he'll be a torrent up the wing. And they've just covered Freiburg against West Ham tonight. I'll probably watch that, It would be interesting to see how far West Ham get in the Europa League. Could be a West Ham-Liverpool Europa League final. Who knows? In Belfast as well. Villa take the free kick short. Cash whips across in. It's overhit. We keep seeing this in this game. Every pass, every cross. It's like 5-10 yards further forward than it should be, man. Yeah, Karabag 2-0 up against Bayer Leverkusen is probably the biggest shock of the day so far. Xabi Alonso, people saying everyone wants him right now as the manager of their team. And then they're 2-0 down to Karabag. Dear oh dear. It is also 4-1 to Liverpool away at, is it Prague? They're playing Slavia Prague. And it's still 2-0 to Roma against Brighton. Molde are beating Club Brugge 1-0 in the Conference League. It's still Olympiacos 1, Tel Aviv 3. And it's now 2-0 to Lille. Lille, I think they're a little bit of a favourite, aren't they, Lille? Oh, subs, finally! Finally, John McGinn and Bailey are coming on. Tears in my eyes. Unai has a camera in this room. Finally, let's actually get hold of the midfield of John McGinn. And maybe Bailey can provide something going forward. Please, can we not take off some certain player? I wouldn't take off Watkins right now. I wouldn't take off Douglas Luiz right now. Let's actually be ambitious, keep some of the top players on the pitch, and do something. Is the Ajax pitch particularly small? I actually don't know the dimensions. I know it can range. People don't realise how far the range can actually be from pitch to pitch. Like the Bernabeu is famous for being very wide, as an example. But I don't know. I don't know Ajax pitch dimensions. Very interesting. Very interesting to think about. And how you doing, Bo? What's good? Another long ball towards Digne, but again, it's that issue where it's just slightly overhit. This time, Longley. And I think Pau Torres doesn't get that pass wrong. The game is going, Bo. It is 6 out of 10. There you go. It's 0-0. You can go. You don't honestly. That's all I need to say. It's 0-0 after an hour, and it's a 6 out of 10 performance from Villa. I literally don't need to say anything else other than that. Diaby is officially off, which I'm happy with because he's not had a good game really. And Leon Bailey is coming on now. And Digne is off. That's interesting. Digne off, John McGinn on. That is peculiar. That is certainly something. Are we changing formation? Rodgers off. I mean, Rodgers hasn't played very well, to be fair, as well. That's interesting. Well, we're going to see who goes where. Oh, no, it wasn't Digne coming off. I apologise. Digne was given his captaincy armband to John McGinn. It's just because he does it on the touchline, it looks like he's coming off. That is a mistake of mine. I apologise. I was going to say, I was very confused. I was like, what the fuck? There's no defender coming on. But it's just Digne giving the captaincy armband as the camera pans over to him. It just looked like he was getting subbed off without any context. You see, the camera always pans to players who are being subbed. Yeah, John McGinn on with the armband. Come on, you Villa boys. We need something in this second half. I need to stay awake. Chris says, how's the game? Waiting on Villa for 250. Oh, I feel for you, man. If you're waiting on Villa, especially the way we've been playing so far, I don't know. You might, if there's any way to cash out, you probably should, to be honest. We just do not look like scoring. And now Broby, again, Emi Martinez has been Villa's best player today, because simply for the fact how switched on he is. Every time they go direct, Martinez, sweeper keeper, gets there before Broby. And to me, with how many players that have not played well today for Aston Villa, it's just very easy for me to say he's been our best. It's kind of sad, actually. John McGinn comes on straight away and wins a set piece for Villa. Long ball to McGinn. He gets there, gets a ricochet. Villa get a corner. He's already done more on the pitch than certain players have in 65 minutes. I'm not joking when I say that. Corner to Villa. And do you think the final definitely on Sky? Every Villa game in the Conference League will be on Sky. Same with Brighton in the Europa League, Liverpool in the Europa League. In this country, they'll always show. Like West Ham, every round for West Ham was on TV. Identical pitch to Villa. I was going to say, like, it doesn't look far off Villa. Like, the stadium as well is very traditional, like traditionally European stadium. I think we've got a better pitch though. Our pitch is quite nice. Referee talking to Broby and some players who are pushing and shoving. Corner will be an in-swinger from Douglas Luiz. It's awkward. Keeper comes off his line and plucks it from the sky and bowls the ball out. He even slips over as he does so. But it's a really good throw to the halfway line. But Villa do get a throw in back. It's a terrible touch. They don't think have made any substitution, by the way. Yeah, that was the number 16 Manswerk, who doesn't really take hold of the ball. Villa doing a lot more now. In the last 10 minutes, we've been a little bit more on top, but doing nothing with it really. And Sean Moran says, "How's Hendo doing?" Hendo's played quite well. I used to take the piss out of Hendo. I still kind of do. But Henderson's actually played all right in their midfield. One of the main reasons why Villa have not played well in this game is because we've not got hold of this midfield at all. And he's part of that reason. So I'll give Henderson a lot of credit. It's TNT Sports 3. But Villa scored goal versus... I don't even want to say it's poor. Ajax have played all right. I mean, Villa have played quite shit, to be fair. So it might be more that we're bad and they're, they're not great, but we're bad. And Luiz lost the ball. Eroge Bunham slipped over. This is a chance for Ajax. Sosa's cross. Big chance. Big save. Emi Martinez. I mean, he doesn't even concede the corner. That's how good he is. I mean, it's a thundered shot towards him. I think it's by Taylor. Martinez with a really good right-handed save. Doesn't even concede the corner. He gets straight back up. And as he tips this... He gets a bit fortunate. The ball bounces down rather than out wide. So he actually, after the save, gets up, holds onto the ball. Really good save. And once again, it's, the best two chances now in this whole game have gone both Ajax way. But the super reliable, super number one Martinez keeping Villa in this game. What happened to Leverkusen is the question, Bo. 2-0 down to Karabag. I mean, the scenes of that stadium must be incredible right now. I don't think anyone, maybe not anyone, but I'm surely their fans probably didn't expect them to do that today. Digne down injured, at least for the time being. 68 minutes gone. Ajax 0, Aston Villa 0. A yellow card for the foul on Luca Digne, and it was from Guja, the right wing back of Ajax. And it'll be a free kick to Aston Villa on the halfway line. Yes, it's just a late challenge from Guja. There's no intent to hurt Digne there at all. Digne has actually slid in on Guja. It's just he's got caught in doing so. If we can play badly and still not lose, it's not a terrible place to be. Yeah, it's not terrible. Not terrible at all. Oh, this save for Martinez is class. It's not right in the corner from Taylor. And I think that's, it gives Emi Martinez that opportunity to get the ball. But, he is fiercely struck it. It's a really strong hand save. Here's Bailey in the box. Bailey step over, gets a shot. It's deflected. Falls to McGinn. Back to goal. John McGinn still on the ball. 4 players around him. He gives the ball to Digne. Digne digs a cross out towards the back post. And Villa get a corner. It's a really good cross from Luca Digne. And it's Sosa who's just about gets there for Ajax. But, I mean, that's easily Villa's best chance to score the whole game. The ball fell to McGinn. I'm not joking. McGinn with his back to goal, with his arse trying to, block off certain players. He had 4 Ajax players behind him. And he had to shuffle the ball, and he gives it to Digne. And it's a really good whip ball in from Luca Digne, but no one really there to attack it. Corner to Aston Villa. In-swinger from Digne. It's awkward. It's headed up towards his own goal, and it will be a second consecutive corner for Aston Villa. It was towards Tim Eroge Bunham, but well defended. Flapcat Gamer says, it's comforting to have a world-class keeper, and I do agree with that. And Yoshimundo says, your commentary is actually class. I do appreciate that. Thank you, Yoshimundo. And I do try. It's not amazing at all, but I do try. And the begin, hippie shake. Corner comes in. It's awkward. It's tipped away. But the goalkeeper is apparently fouled. And a free kick is given to Ajax. I need to see the replay on that. Yeah, he is fouled, to be fair. Ezri Konza basically barges into the goalkeeper. Yeah, I do have TNT. I do indeed. It is not free, unfortunately. I wish it was. Guys on TikTok, I appreciate all your support so far. Please do double tap the screen. It is on TNT Sports 3 if you want to watch the game with only 20 minutes to go here. Erogue Bunham has given the ball away under very little stress there. You know, I can see why people wanted him subbed off at halftime because he's not really settled into this game very well at all. And the camera pans back to him again. It's a really shite pass. Under no pressure at all. Yeah, he just doesn't... From there, he really should control the ball. He really should take hold of the ball. I think he's just struggling with the pressure of the game. And now he's gone down holding his hamstring. I feel for him a little bit. I do. I think this is a lot for him, you know. 20 minutes to go. This is sounding like a faster ending. And Charlie, we're not playing amazing. We've been better in the last 10-20 minutes, but it's not been amazing from Aston Villa, really. Their keeper has yet to make like a convincing save. You know, I'm trying to... You know, I'm not trying to exaggerate for like one way or the other. I don't think either team has been that good. They've had the best two chances. It's that simple. They have had the best two chances with Broby in the first half and the second half chance with it was Taylor, wasn't it? Is he struck at the near post? Save from Martinez. Could be worse though, because in Italy it's currently Roma 3, Brighton 0 in that game. Unbelievable. Dybala with the first goal, Lukaku with the second, and they've only just got a third goal now. I mean, that's a horrendous scoreline to come back from for Brighton in the second leg. I don't even know if they can come back from that. Leverkusen have one back away at Karabag, and if they can get an equaliser in that game, I think they'll be... I mean, they won't be too happy with what they've seen in the first leg, but if they can get an equaliser in that game, I think a lot of the pressure will be off them now. Lille with a 3-0 lead away in the Conference League in their game. I think elsewhere all the scores are still the same. Yeah, still Prague 1, Liverpool 4. I'll take a 0-0 away, says Flapcat Gaming. Spurs, the bigger game this week. Villa Park will be a different match. We got another 2 subs coming, boys. Zaniolo and Alex Moreno are both going to come on, and it's Tim Erogue Bunham who's going to come off, and it will now be Luca Digne to come off. I mean, I don't really disagree with any of these changes, to be honest. I think Tim should have gone off at half-time. Tim's just done really nothing this game. He's got experience, is what he's got. He's got match experience, but he has done very, very little in this game. And his last action of the game will be giving the ball away to Ajax. 30 yards from our own goal. Bailey tries to get the ball on the inside on that left foot, but they just surround Bailey. He's still surrounded now. Tries to find Zaniolo and he's intercepted. That pretty much Ajax's whole team is back there defending. Villa do get a throw in as Zaniolo puts Sosa under pressure. Villa take it fairly quickly for my liking. And well, we've given the ball away. Just slow that bit down. Get some more players forward. We don't have to rush with that throw-in. That only suits Ajax if we do that. 15 minutes to go plus injury time. Still 0-0. Martinez hammers the ball long. That's another good pass. In towards Ollie Watkins. Lays it off to Tielemans and he tries to thread it back towards Ollie Watkins. Once again though, Villa can't string together 3 or 4 passes. The ball eventually goes back to Martinez passing has been better than probably any player on the pitch today. Which I think sums it up. I think that pretty much sums up the whole game. Emmy has had better passing than our entire midfield. Very frustrating. From a Villa perspective, it is very frustrating. Another long ball towards Broby. Martinez there, once again off his line there to intercept. Long ball towards... See, that's what I mean. Emi Martinez, in one instance, not only stops their counter-attack, but then plays a very good pass into Zaniolo. But, Nicolo Zaniolo does Zaniolo things, and while getting hold of the ball, fouls an Ajax player and gets a yellow card in doing so. This man kills me. He's just not good enough, man. Zaniolo is not good enough. He scored 2 goals. Apparently, he's now suspended for Villa's next game. But Zaniolo has scored 2 goals in a Villa shirt. One in the Conference League and one at home to Sheffield United. And for all the games he's played, I don't think it's very good. First change of the night for Ajax, though. We'll see Mansvert come off. I think Villa have made all of ours. And they've only just made their first. As Van der Boomer is going to come on. He's one of their better players. So even they didn't feel like their fully strength side. Yeah, we played them in the second leg at home. Which I'm just hoping we get a positive result against Spurs. Like we made a change at half time to take off Pau Torres, basically to keep him fit for the Spurs game, and I fully understand that. It's just I probably wouldn't have played him today at all, to be honest. Or maybe bring on Pau for the final 20 minutes-ish if you really want to do it. But I don't know. I don't like the idea of a centre-back going off after half a game. That's just me. Guys, double tap the screen. I appreciate all your support today. You can watch this on YouTube and on TikTok. We currently have 26 viewers on YouTube and 17 on TikTok, so I appreciate all your support as always. AJS TV, feel free to follow me on both. And it is still goalless in Amsterdam for this game. And I don't think Villa... We've not really threatened their goal all day. And in the final 13 minutes... You do wonder, are we gonna threaten them again, or at all today? Probably what I should say. Ajax preparing more changes as the camera pans to their bench. Brighton are now 4-0 down to Roma. Cristante with their final goal, or at least most recent goal that game. I mean, Brighton are out, surely. Brighton are... we don't even need to play that second leg. Brighton are out of the Europa League. I cannot see them coming back from 4 goals. 4-0 to Roma is an insane scoreline. Like Slavia Prague, to put things into perspective, are only 4-1 down to Liverpool. They've got more of a chance than Brighton have. Mental. It's also Olympiacos 1, Tel Aviv 4 in the Europa Conference League. It's still 3-0 to Lille. So Villa's the only game without a goal in all of the European games so far. I've picked the Watchalong for the only game. I know I'm a Villa channel, but still, we are the only game to not have a goal. What do you think it will be on aggregate? I don't think there'll be many goals at Villa Park as well. I think if this stays 0-0, we'll beat them 1-0 at Villa Park. I'm not joking. It will be like that. It will be another very close game. I think a slightly quicker tempo this time. But yeah, it will be like that. Ooh, John McGinn. It does well in the end, but very risky. He goes in with his shoulder, and he could have caught his man there. I always worry when I see a player trying to challenge in the box. My heart does stop. For another sub for Ajax with 10 minutes to go here. They still have several changes they can make. Hillenson's coming off. He's provided some threat down the wing. He's quite quick and his passing has been okay. And it's going to be Akpon to come on for Ajax. I think he's English, isn't he? The Akpon. How good's my ball knowledge? He is, yeah. Chuba Akpon. Yeah, he used to play for... I knew the name. He used to play for Middlesbrough. and several other teams in the Championship. So he knows Aston Villa very well. Being from England, he probably might have even played at youth level with some of Villa's players. You never know. Martinez goes long towards Ollie Watkins. Watkins, I gotta say, it's probably been Watkins' most quiet game for a very long time. He's now holding his face. He's had a collision with an Ajax defender. But this has been Ollie Watkins' probably the most quiet game he has played in a very long time. I'm this close. I'm like this close to seeing how often he's touched the ball. He has scarcely been quiet. Barely been involved in this game at all. They've completely and utterly forced him out of the game. Thankfully, not many teams play a back five. They've got 3 centre backs on them constantly. Not so easy to win the Conference League, though, is it? I never said it was. You can use other fans of other teams or even other fans from Villa, and you can argue with them. I never said this was that easy. I even said Ajax are the most difficult game in this competition. And yeah, I'm not very biased on this channel, and I say it as it is. Like I said, Henderson's playing quite well. Rodgers has struggled. He played very well against Luton, so I'm not. There's no agenda from me at all. I think Morgan Rodgers, he's inches away from putting the ball in the top corner, and suddenly, if Kaminski's not in goal, Rodgers is up for a goal of the month. Nominees for his shot in the top corner away at Kenilworth Road. But because Kaminski's so good, he made the save. Rodgers, he's played all right today. I wouldn't say he played bad. It's just the usual 6 out of 10. Obviously, you want a little bit more, but I don't think Rodgers has played any worse today than Ollie Watkins. Another ball to... Ooh, Konza might be sent off here. Well, Konza's being booked. And, if you give a foul there, it is a second yellow. Oh, dear. Villa down to 10. Villa are down to 10. I was going to say, Ezri Konza... He's lucky not to, if that is apparently a foul, he's lucky not to get a straight red for that, because he's 1-on-1. The referee gives Ezri Konza the double yellow instead. Yeah, he does bring him down. That's really poor from Villa, to be honest. That's poor from... Konza doesn't really back his pace or his strength, and as he falls, he just pulls down his man. That is a very obvious foul. Konza can complain all he wants, but he got a yellow very early on into this game. And with all the aggressive changes Villa have made, Villa are down to 10. I don't know what Konza's doing there. On a yellow as well. I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking, to be honest. A lot of referees would have just given him a straight up red card. That is a denial of a goal scoring opportunity, and Villa, for the final 7 minutes of this game, that is concerning. Yeah, schoolboy. Yeah, very much a schoolboy error. I think he would have. I back Konza's pace. I don't know why Konza felt it was necessary to do that. He was actually at the time of the foul, he was in front of the player. So I don't know why he felt necessary to pull him down. Henderson free kick for Ajax towards the back post. It's good. It's Longley to get it away. It's a scissor kick volley. Watkins gets the ball just about clear, and Villa survive for the time being. Alex Moreno slices the ball out of play under pressure. It's a really good free kick from Henderson towards the back post, but the Ajax shot isn't great. Wait, what are they checking? The referee's checking for something in the box. What are they checking? Yeah, no, it's been checked. I think they were checking for a foul, which, was never going to be a foul. Invisible says he's not a Konza fan. I am, to be fair. I like Ezri Konza. It's a silly mistake, but you're never going to have you're not going to be perfect every game. I just think he's made a mistake, in the heat of the moment. But it could cost Villa. It could cost Villa. Yeah, Henderson's played very well in midfield. I'll give him that. Can he do it at Villa Park, though? That's the question. Zaniolo has been fouled and a yellow card is shown for that. 85 gone here. It is still Ajax 0, Aston Villa 0. Oh, it's a red! It's 10v10! It's a second yellow. Well, the commentator was even surprised by that as well. It's a second yellow card for an Ajax player. And it's now 10v10. It's Guja, the right wing back. Well, even the commentator was surprised. He said he was just checking his notes. Yeah, it is a second yellow for Guja. On a yellow card, a bit like, it's silly from Konza to do what he did on a yellow card, but for Guja to do that as well on a yellow card is very surprising. Going to ground like that is questionable. And he's nowhere near the ball. Nowhere near the ball. Zaniolo earning that second yellow for Ajax. And I mean, that takes a little bit of pressure off Villa. We get a red card, and within a minute, Ajax also get a red card. Well, Broby has just absolutely hammered into McGinn there, and that'll be a Villa free kick. You could even book Broby for that if you want to be a harsh ref. You could book him for that. He had he's looked at McGinn and smashed into him. He literally gave McGinn the eyes as he did it as well. So you could actually give him a booking for that if you wanted to be an arsehole ref. I've seen it done. A few times this season, Konza hasn't been up to scratch. I mean, yeah, but we are in the top 4. And when we signed Konza, the idea was to stay up. So it is difficult for any player that we bought in the Dean Smith era to adjust and to keep performing and to keep improving. Villa's free kick from Martinez went all the way to Bailey, and Bailey couldn't really direct his header towards anyone. And Ajax get a goal kick. 87 minutes gone. It is still Ajax 0, Aston Villa 0. Both teams down to 10 men. Konza getting a red card for Villa. As he did, it was a denial of a goal scoring opportunity, to be fair, and then a very silly second yellow a minute later from Guja with a tackle on Zaniolo. So, other than the goals, this game's had a little bit of drama in the last few minutes. Ball to Zaniolo. This could be a chance for Villa. Zaniolo with an early ball towards Ollie Watkins. It's about a foot in front of him, and that probably sums up the game so far. Nearly, but not quite. It is also 5-1 to Liverpool now, away at Slavia Prague. Like I said, we've got some games that you can already basically guess who's going through, and Roma have probably already knocked out Brighton. Liverpool have knocked out Slavia Prague. Olympiacos are probably out. They've lost, the 4-1 down to Tel Aviv. Lille lead 3-0 against Sturm Graz. They're probably out. Big scorelines. Club Brugge have equalised against Molde as well in the other game. Like Villa, it's just Villa that we've not had goals. Every other game have had multiple goals. We've not had a single goal in this game. Crazy stuff. Matty Cash with a good tackle. But the ball ricochets back to Broby. Imagine a Watkins last minute winner. Well, you never know. He is a fox in the box. Good cross into the box, and to be honest, that could have really and probably should have led to something more for Ajax. It was a really good early ball, but no real connection. It was Chuba Akpom. Oh, that's terrible marking from Longley. Akpom doesn't even time his header well. He completely messes it up, but that should be much better defended from Clement Longley. That is a mistake. Thankfully, a not punished mistake, but you can't afford to give Akpom a header like that at the back post. Martinez goes long. Looking for Watkins again. It's another good header away. I will say the atmosphere in this game has been very good. Like, their fans have been absolutely bouncing for the whole game, and I'll give them that. They've definitely been their 12th man in this whole game. Tielemans loses the ball, and it's gone to Broby. McGinn wrestling Broby. Oh, then Broby's actually, in my opinion, I thought he fouled Tielemans. The referee gives it the other way. 4 minutes of injury time shown. Sosa with the cross towards Akpom. Header away from Longley. It's recycled by Jordan Henderson. It's a bit tense. It's another long ball into the box towards Akpom, but the ball squirms into the hands of Martinez as he's fouled, and Villa get a free kick. Just reading some more comments on TikTok. Konza's deserved red. Both the red cards were deserved, to be honest. It was very silly from Konza. I gotta say, it's even more silly from the Ajax man. It was Guja. I think I might be saying that name wrong, to be fair, but Guja on a yellow. You know, they finally have a chance to put Villa on the back foot with them being down to 10, and then Guja diving in just completely wipes out Zaniolo. Like, there was like zero need for the foul, and yeah, I just thought that was really silly. Chance for Villa. Bailey. Oh, it's a really good block, and it's a block that is celebrated, by the way, like a goal. It actually falls very kindly for Bailey. Kaplan with the block, and as the ball is bouncing towards the touchline, Kaplan stands up and punches the sky. Like, he actually celebrated that. Absolutely celebrates it. Throw into Villa. A minute and a half gone in this additional time. Goes all the way to Kaplan and heads the ball away. And now it's Ollie Watkins who fouls, and Ajax get a free kick. We're halfway through in this additional time, and it's probably going to end goalless. But the best chance of the day for Villa fell to Bailey, and that block from Kaplan probably saved Ajax a goal there. It's a really important block. I mean, it would have been the biggest shithouse 1-0 win for Villa if that would have gone in. Yeah, the game's not been great. I will say that. I've said it all day, to be fair. Henderson's distribution has been great. I agree. He's probably man of the match, to be honest. I'd say Emi Martinez, personally. Martinez has been brilliant for Villa. Is Bailey. And Bailey's been fouled there. And Bailey wants a booking as well, but I don't think he's going to get it. In fact, he's just arguing right now, actually, Leon Bailey. It was Van der Boomer with the foul. This is a dangerous position for Villa. You could definitely whip a shot towards goal. Okay, maybe the angle's a bit more acute, actually. You probably need to whip this towards the box, get a header on goal, maybe with Longley or someone like that. We're not the best side for scoring headers. Zaniolo is quite tall, 6'4", and that might be an option. Watkins did score a header recently against Fulham, so yeah. Luiz did score a header against Forest, but he's the one who's probably going to take this free kick. 30 seconds to go here. Still 0-0. Villa still yet to take this free kick. The whistles ring around the stadium. Luiz, free kick. It's towards the box. It's shite. It will be a corner, though. It ricochets. And this might be the last action of the game. Luiz, well, he's kind of... It looks like he's complaining, really, with his own players there. Could this be? Nah, Emi should not come up. Please don't. I hate when keepers do that when you're losing, but especially when it's a level. Corner comes in swinger, flicked on by... Was that Alex Moreno? John McGinn, edge of the box. McGinn shifts it out wide to Luiz, and that's shocking from Luiz. And that is full time. It is 0-0 away in Amsterdam. And I did say before we kicked off today that I wouldn't mind a draw. And the football probably deserved the draw, because that was an absolute load of shite. At most, it's a 6 out of 10. You could probably criticise Villa more, to be honest. But with Konza sent off, and Villa not really made... I mean, their keeper, other than one save 5 minutes into the game, did absolutely nothing. And yeah, look, we've not lost in Europe and we move on. So I'm not going to complain. Like, at least too much. And at home, I imagine Villa will knock out Ajax. But yeah, I expect a little bit more from Villa today. Just a little bit more. But yeah, that second leg is very, very important. I appreciate all the love and support on this channel. Guys, for the final time, please do double tap the screen. Follow the YouTube, the TikTok, AJS TV. Feel free to do all that good stuff. And I will be live for Villa against Spurs for the biggest Premier League game of the season yet for Aston Villa as we try and cement top 4. I will be there for that. I am terrified for that. Have a good rest of your evening. We've got other games as well. West Ham versus Freiburg. I might watch that a bit later. But yeah, thank you all for being here. And I'll see you again very soon. Up the fuck.